Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will study about transcription in prokaryotes. So first we will study that what is transcription. So transcription is the process of making a RNA copy. Mostly it is the mRNA which is made. So it is the process of making a RNA copy which is mRNA from a gene sequence, from a given gene sequence, and this gene sequence is DNA. So from a DNA the RNA copy, which is mRNA, is made. This process is known as transcription. And the transcription is divided into three steps. The first step is initiation, second step is elongation, and the third step is termination. So now we will study the first step of the transcription in prokaryotes, which is the initiation step. I have told you earlier that transcription is that we make a copy of RNA from a DNA. So obviously DNA is like this. DNA is a double helical structure which is like this in structure. And this DNA double helical molecule contains base pairs inside it in this manner. Now this is the 3D structure of a double helical or a double stranded DNA molecule. Now in order to understand the transcription, we take the 2D structure of the double stranded DNA. As you can see here, I have drawn the 2D structure or the two-dimensional structure of the same double-stranded DNA molecule here. So don't get confused in this. I have made this 2D structure for your own convenience so that you can understand this easily and you don't get confused. So these are the same structures, but the difference is that this is the 2D structure and this is the 3D structure. So we will see this 2D structure and we will try to understand that how initiation is done. It is done with the help of this RNA polymerase enzyme which helps in transcribing this double stranded DNA into an mRNA. Now this is a double stranded DNA, so the first strand here from 5 prime to 3 prime direction is known as the coding strand, and the strand from 3 prime to the 5 prime direction is known as the template strand. The RNA polymerase is made up of 2 alpha subunits, 2 beta subunits, and 1 omega subunit. So this is kind of the typical structure of the RNA polymerase. It is made up of these few subunits. And as I've told you that RNA polymerase helps in transcribing this DNA, double-stranded DNA, and converts this into an mRNA. So this RNA molecule does this by the help of the sigma factor. The sigma factor is basically a protein which is present in the cell of these prokaryotes, and this sigma factor now gets attached to the RNA polymerase, one of the subunit of the RNA polymerase, and this sigma factor helps the RNA polymerase to find a particular region in this double stranded DNA which is known as the promoter. Let's say this is that particular region of this DNA of this gene sequence. So this region is known as the promoter. So with the help of promoter, now the RNA polymerase knows exactly the region from where it has to start this transcription process. So this is the function of this promoter. Now this promoter is basically known as Tata box. So what is this Tata box? The Tata box is basically the repetition of the thymine adenine base pairs. And this Tata box is basically presents 24 base pairs before the actual gene region which RNA polymerase has to transcribe. So wherever the Tata box is present, it will act as a promoter. Now whenever the RNA polymerase will see this promoter or the Tata box, it will know that after 24 base pairs, the actual gene of interest or the base pairs are present which the RNA polymerase has to transcribe. So in this way, the RNA polymerase uh, recognizes the promoter with the help of the sigma factor, and then it starts the process of the initiation or the making of the mRNA. So this concludes the first step of the transcription process, which is known as the initiation, and this can be shown here in this double-stranded DNA molecule. This portion is the promoter, and this can be shown here like this, that RNA polymerase comes here with the sigma factor, and with the help of sigma factor it identifies this promoter and starts the process of the transcription, which is known as the first step or the initiation step. So this can be shown in this way as well, and this portion is this I have shown here. So I have just amplified this part of the DNA molecule and shown here. So this is the 2D part of this structure, and this is like the 3D part of the DNA molecule. So don't get confused in this. Now let's come to the second step of the transcription, which is known as elongation. So in this step, what happens is the in the first step we have studied that in initiation, the RNA polymerase have already attached to the promoter part, and now it has started to transcribe. So the RNA polymerase gets attached to the promoter end of this DNA molecule, and it starts to move here and starts to code the mRNA molecule. Now the RNA polymerase makes a complex with this DNA molecule known as the RNA polymerase DNA complex and starts to code the mRNA. Now this step is known as the elongation step of the transcription. Now how it is done, we will see in using this diagram. So I have drawn these two strands here. These two strands which needs to be transcribed, I have drawn here. So the first strand is known as the coding strand, which is from 5 prime to the 3 prime in direction, and the second strand is known as the template strand. Now in this second step of transcription, which is the elongation, in this the RNA polymerase will simply come here and will see the template strand and will start transcribing the mRNA according to the template strand. So this will come here and it will see this thymine, and it will simply start to code the adenine here, because adenine is always attached to the thymine. And if we see the second base adenine, so here uracil will come, because this is an mRNA molecule. So we are transcribing or making a copy of RNA. So in RNA there is only uracil present instead of thymine. So here uracil will come, and again uracil will be coded. For cytosine, guanine will be coded, and again guanine will be coded, and for guanine cytosine will be coded, and for adenine here the again uracil will be coded, and for thymine again adenine will be coded. So in this way a gene or the mRNA will be coded, and here the mRNA will be produced and it will get elongated. So this step where the mRNA is produced is known as the elongation. Now let's see the third and the last step of the transcription, which is known as the termination step. So now in termination step, what will happen is that a protein factor is present in the prokaryotic cell, which is known as the Rho factor. Now this Rho factor will tell this RNA polymerase to stop its action. Why it will stop or terminate the transcription process? Because if we want to transcribe this much part of the gene only, and obviously DNA is a huge molecule, it has thousands of nuclear bases or base pairs present in it. So we have to only transcribe a small part of the gene from it. So after the gene is transcribed and mRNA is formed, we need the RNA polymerase to stop or terminate its action. So for this we need the Rho factor. Now Rho factor will combine with this RNA polymerase and will tell this RNA polymerase to stop its action. So after transcribing this much of this gene, the RNA polymerase will terminate its action and stop the transcription. So this step is known as the termination, because in this step the RNA polymerase terminates or stop its action and stops making the mRNA. So this is the final step of the transcription process. So in this way the transcription is done in the case of prokaryotes. I hope you have understood every step in the process of transcription, and if you have any doubts you can ask them in the comment section.